a lot. I hear people say things like, oh, I have a German Shepherd, they're pretty headstrong, that I need to use a e-collar or prong collar or whatever it is. The thing that I need people to understand, and that I keep having to say, is your dog, your German Shepherd, has a lot of drive. A lot of it, okay? And that actually makes training, force-free training anyway, a lot easier because they have so much drive. You just have to learn how to use that drive, right? When you're doing all this balance training and adverse methods and all that stuff, you're working against that drive, which is what makes you think it's harder to train because these methods suck. It's not going to work. You're not going to get your headstrong dog to be more obedient by doing your leash pops. It's silly.
Hello. So, you guys may know me as Ratchet, so I want to talk about. My real name is Sarah, but I want to talk about how this woman is acting in this video. So, see, like, I made this comment a while back about, I really like what you're saying, but I also would like to say that there is nothing wrong with using e-collar or a prong collar used properly. It depends on the owners and their perspective on their dog. So, yeah, I did not ask to be in a video like this. I made a comment for an educational purpose because I watched a video about some people going on about someone believing that, e-collars are, a last resort for some people, and that is okay. There is nothing wrong with, if you want that to be your last resort, that is fine, you know. But I want to say that using e-collars and prong collars does not make you an abusive, lazy owner. So, yeah, and excuse me for my foul language, but yeah, this person really made me mad for their behavior because I have every right to make comments in their video because if they don't like that, then don't post on the internet. Um, and also, I want to say that I've been using these tools for years. I have never once had trouble with these tools. And yeah, I would like to say that people that think that they know this stuff, people that they think that they're like a professional dog trainer, should be really promoting, tools like this because not everyone can afford a $10,000 dog trainer or a professional like she is. And so someone that comes around and acts like this and tells people to shut up just because they didn't like their opinion, she basically is telling me to shut up and, like my methods don't work. Well, I don't need you telling me that. I know they work because I've been doing it for years. Um, I've trained my neighbor's dog. I've trained my own dog to be a service dog. Um, so yeah, I don't need you to tell me what you think. Sorry that I have to keep pausing. My tablet's kind of being annoying. So, there we go. Okay. I fixed my screensaver. Well, anyways, I want to explain that the reason why I know all of this because I've used these tools. I mean, how do you know exactly, how every dog is going to react to any individual tool? That's how I'm going to explain this video. I'm not going to explain too much of it. It's basic. This woman was a complete bitch. She was rude. She had no reason to make this video. My point on the comment that I made was to educate and teach people that these tools are not harmful. And neither will they ever be harmful if you use them properly, if you use positive reinforcement. My German Shepherd, he is not headstrong, so for some odd reason she thinks my dog is headstrong. I don't know where she got that idea from. My dog is actually laying right here at my desk. He is perfectly quiet. The only time that I would say he would be headstrong if he had a lot of energy, but German Shepherds are naturally very good dogs. I have one myself. He is my service dog, and he's the best service dog I've ever had. But I wouldn't say I wouldn't recommend one as a service dog because, not every breed is right for everybody. If you want a German Shepherd as a service dog, go for it. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't have one, but I would give you a fair warning that they are a lot of work. But if you go on and, act like this towards people that are actually trying to give you advice, then I don't really see you as a professional dog trainer. If my professional dog trainer were to be acting like this, they would be fired. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is how I feel about this person. And yeah. Here's another thing you need to know about me is that I have been working with dogs for a long time. I've been working around animals my entire life. That's like saying if you use a bit on a horse, it is considered abuse, but you're not using the logic behind what other tool you're using, like an e-collar, a prong collar. You're not using the logic. If I were to go to say correct Thunderstorm, I wouldn't do it in a manner that would hurt him. And no, prong collars do not automatically hurt your dog, because if your prong collar is fitted correctly, it would not cause any harm. Or most of the time, the prongs are too dull to even cause, physical or, bloody harm to a dog. I've never seen Thunderstorm have an injury, to a collar like this, because I don't know. But I wouldn't say that a dog would have had an injury to a collar like this, but I think that most of the time it would be caused if the dog was left outside on a chain and the dog was pacing back and forth for a long period of time. But that would happen with any collar, not just the prong collar. And yeah, I'm just gonna say, if I were to make another comment to somebody like this, I'm just gonna keep doing it. You don't scare me, because I like to educate about dogs. I've been working with dogs for years. I love dogs. I love animals. Someday I plan to become a professional dog trainer. I am still studying animals. I also am a storyboarder. I draw. I do art online. But I really don't care what this person thinks. I think she is a very immature person. I don't think she takes, education or educational advice very literally or very kindly. I don't think I would hire her as your dog trainer if she acts this way. Or, personally, I don't think she needs to be on TikTok if she's harassing people like this, because I really did not ask to be in this video. She didn't ask me for permission to make a video about me, because I really didn't say anything wrong in this comment. You guys read the comment. Did I cuss? Did I act nasty? No, I just gave simple advice. That's something that I've been doing for years. That I have been handling for years. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. Thank you for listening. I am not going to show my face because I have autism and I refuse to look into a mirror of my own face. So yeah, thank you for listening to this video.